We just talked about Rocky 4 and how physically intense that film was, but years later, you actually faced an even bigger real fight when you were diagnosed with cancer. And I know you battled it for nearly a decade. And at one point, doctors even told you that you only had like 2 or 3 years to live. Now, thankfully, you're cancer free, knock on wood. What did
Yeah.
that journey teach you about resilience and staying strong when life puts you up against the ropes like that?
Wow. Yeah, good question. Look, I thought I'd gone through some tough fights, show business and karate and boxing, but this was different because, you're faced with your own mortality. You have to somehow prepare for it and you have to fight at the same time. So you have to sort of gather your strength while you kind of get ready to, if it should happen, like if you're a frontline soldier, every day could be your last day, so you have to be ready for it. But then you can't give up. Cannot give up. So it's that duality that once you're in it, you kind of just do it automatically. And I did it for a number of years, especially about 2 3 years was pretty tough. They gave me 2 years or something like that, and then at some point they said it was just a few months. That's before I switched doctors, but you know. After you after your NED, they said no evidence of disease, which I have had now, been there for about 2 3 years. It kind of comes up, and you get sort of PTSD. It's like when you're in a very uh, dangerous environment, and it's out of your control. If you're a soldier, for instance, you come back from Iraq and everybody's cheering. He made it. His friends get killed. Well, what does the guy do 2 months after he comes back? Puts a gun in his mouth. It's like, what the hell? What happened? And that's why I did a lot of therapy on that, counseling too. It's called survivorship therapy. So the fight was tough, but I also learned that you got to find a new baseline after you're done. And I think that's what I've done. And certainly it does. Every day I'm happy to be alive, and anything that's given to me by the universe is a positive thing. However you look at it, it's the only way to look at it.
For sure, man. And yeah, I can tell by your Instagram, man. You just the stuff you post is always so positive, and you're always putting people like I always have a smile on my face when I look at your stuff.